Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Reddit to find some of the craziest and most unexpected plot twists that these Reddit users experienced in real life. We'll look at a number of different stories and responses created by real Reddit users before AI was readily available. And of course, I saved my favorite post for last. If this is the type of content that excites you, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and/or share this video so that your inner circle can enjoy it too. What has been the biggest plot twist that happened in your life? When I was 10, my parents separated. Up until then, they never even argued in front of me once. Apparently, she found out he cheated, and they had a falling out that night, while I stayed in my room listening. After he was gone, she started drinking a lot. One night after he had been gone a few months, she was drinking while looking at old picture albums. She was really drunk and called me in to show me pictures, but ended up telling me that she wasn't really my mom. She said my sister was actually my mom. She got pregnant when she was 14 and had me at 15. Apparently, they had decided I would be adopted by my grandparents because my mom was too young. Eventually, she got older, met a man, and left me with my grandparents, who I was told were my real parents. So at 10, I found out my sister was my mom, my other sister was my aunt, my mom was my grandma, and my dad was someone who my grandma had recently married, so I have no blood relation to him. After he left, he had nothing to do with me anymore anyway. I'm stuck with his last name, though. As for my real dad, I've never met him and only seen a couple pictures. Today I'm almost 40 and I don't have anything to do with those people anymore. Toxic waste. I got lied to about who my family was and was not for the first 10 years of my life. It's given me so many trust issues it's not even funny. I question absolutely everything because you can never be 100% sure everyone isn't actually in on it. I worked for the family business for 21 years because my father promised to hand over the business to me when he retired. A month before he retired, he sold the company right out from under me, leaving me with no job. My ex-wife of 13 years, who was always disgusted by other people being cheaters, cheated on me. Also, she was verbally abusive, just like her parents are to each other. What a surprise. My uncle became mentally ill and sent my parents deranged, incoherent things through the mail, then a few months later stabbing someone and getting arrested, then later being sectioned in a psychiatric ward. Learning that my grandma was married 3 times before she married my grandfather. Not a big deal till we learned she had 3 kids before my dad. She put the 3 for adoption, and then named my dad, uncle, and aunt the same names as the ones she put up for adoption. 2 men named Larry, 2 girls named Catherine and Carols. My parents were working class and had made a great cookie-cutter life for my older sister and I. Unfortunately for us, though, my dad was prescribed opiates and really liked them. When things got really bad, my mother had us run away in the middle of the night to start a new life in Alaska. Tragically, exactly 3 months later, my mother was in a car accident that almost completely paralyzed her. She didn't leave the hospital and died a few years later. I'm forever grateful that she was able to bring me to such a beautiful place that I can cherish. My best guy friend set me up with a friend of his. Then my friend joined the army. My relationship was going great. Things were really nice. Then it all fell apart. My guy friend was deployed to Iraq, and I let him know. Then he let me know he had loved me for years. I asked him why he set me up with his friend if he wanted to be with me. He said, "I knew I was going to get deployed, and I wanted you to be with a good guy before that happened." I married my best friend 13 years ago. Most people tell me it's fake or that I'm role-playing, but whatever. When I was in my early 20s, I met my only fully biological sister for the first time, and no one told me beforehand that GSA was a thing. We found ourselves enduring an extremely strong physical connection, and we ended up sleeping together twice during our visit. Other family members found out, and there was a falling out. She doesn't talk to any of us anymore, but it was an interesting time. I technically lost my virginity to her, too. My dad called me saying he had a backache and to come see if I could take a look and help him. We lived about 2 minutes apart. He died of a ruptured aortic aneurysm less than 3 hours later in front of me. getting drafted during the Vietnam War. My wife was diagnosed with cancer on her maturity leave, 9/11. Me unscrewing myself and being a better dad and husband. Was never abusive or anything crazy. When my mother beat me to the point of hospitalization, a co-worker, who I thought was my friend, framed me for theft at work to get my job. Internal investigators came and interrogated me for hours. I had worked hard to get from entry level to management. I was suspended for 1 week while they made a decision. The frame-up was good, but they figured it out and fired him. I gave my 2 weeks' notice. I told them at the beginning that he was framing me because he was the only person who had access to the paperwork that was used to make it look like I was stealing. This all happened the day after I had recommended him for a promotion. My husband ended his life on his girlfriend's 18th birthday. I was married to my husband for 10 years. Then he asked for a divorce. 14 years later, I married a former co-worker. My wife and I will be married 6 years next week, together for almost 19 years. When, at almost 70 years old, my wife passed and, in a small time frame, her best friend called and, "You naughty dog, you! Having my first baby and going into heart failure and being told I shouldn't have any more kids." My mom survived 7 months with an LVAD, then laying down for a nap and dying. My dad went to the doctor because he was hoarse. Told it's probably cancer. 2 days later, he had emergency surgery to have a tracheostomy and feeding tube. Stage 4 laryngeal cancer. My dad publicly committing suicide due to drug abuse and the love of his life. My mother ready to leave when I was around 16. Dying for 12 minutes. Then being put in a seduced coma. To living. Waking up and having the past 17 to 18 years just disappear from his brain. All he could remember when he woke up about my life, our family life, is that he was in a relationship with my mother. We are about 10 years later, and he has regained a ton of memory, but nowhere near what would probably be considered normal memory of raising a whole family. He is now a completely different person. It's literally like the pain that started the drug abuse and the pain he couldn't handle from my mother leaving, left so he wouldn't feel it again and try to recommit. When I tell close people about this, it even feels unreal to myself still. I feel inside that my dad did die, but I was blessed to still have him here on earth in some way. We have learned the new him. He's amazing and makes it his main priority to never become an addict again. Never relapsing since. It is so strange. My sister and I are the only people. Each of us can fully feel understood as it is such a unique experience. I've never met anyone who can even remotely relate. Honestly, it changed me forever as well, and I've really been struggling mentally ever since the event. A decade ago. COVID lockdown. Didn't see that one coming. I went from a busy, social person to the complete opposite. Gave up a law career to get married, move across the country, and be a stay-at-home mom, but then wasn't able to have kids. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. If you like this content and have not already, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and share your favorite Taylor's Place content.